Hey guys. All right, he's insane. Okay, I wanted to introduce myself again for those that are just popping in. My name is Lauren Lamb, and I wanted to hop in today to kind of share with you a little bit about a husband's perspective. So I brought my husband in. He did not come willingly, so we should be thankful that he's here with us today. But I get a lot of people that are interested in coaching, but they say, my husband isn't into this. He thinks it's kind of dumb. He doesn't know if it's worth the time or the effort, or we're not going to make any money, or he's not supportive at all. Or people that have hopped in that they say the same thing, like my husband kind of thinks it's a joke. They're not very supportive, and that's a true thing. I hear that a lot. And to be honest, it did not start the way it is today with us. It kind of, it was a rocky start to begin with. So what I thought I would do today is kind of let Jeff tell you a little bit about how he felt when I got started in the business, and kind of how he is and how he feels about it today.
Sure. So I'm a fairly skeptical person. I manage money for a living. I'm really analytical. I'm really into research and those kind of things. So, she wanted to do Beachbody for a long time, and she wanted to coach. And really, money was tight. We didn't have the extra money really to be, throwing away if it wasn't going to work out. And so I always kind of said, well, okay, if you want to do it, we'll make it work. But, I think she could sense that I wasn't really, fully on board. So, finally she decided to do it, and I was on board, to an extent. I really just thought, okay, she's going to use this to try to get healthy. I just wasn't sure that, a business would ever come out of it, or that, it would ever really be I wasn't sure that anybody really made money doing this. And so, shortly after she started, I was introduced to it, not introduced, actually in person, but just through social media and things. Lauren was showing me some of Micah's posts and some of these other coaches who were making more than making a living at this, being very successful doing it. And I started thinking, okay, as long as some people are making money, then there's a way to do it. And so, I was just watching it. She worked she does work very, very hard. But at the beginning, it took a lot of hard work, a lot of, long hours on her part, of communicating with people and inviting people and those kind of things. But, we slowly started to see her have a little success from a business perspective. And then one day she woke up, and I'm sure this wasn't a conscious decision, but I can almost place in my head when it was. She just woke up, and it was like she'd flipped a switch, and she said, I'm going to be happy. I'm going to be positive. I'm going to be confident. Even if I don't really feel it, I'm going to do it. I'm just going to be that, and I'm going to will it into existence. And it seems like that's when it all changed. And, I don't know, has it been a couple of years since you started?
Mm-hmm. It's 3 years actually this February.
And she's happier and healthier and more confident than she's ever been. We've been together since I was 18 years old, since 1996.
We're old.
So, and I've never seen her happier, healthier, more confident. So, if for nothing else, it would have all been worth it for that. But as the months have gone by, and other people have, seen how confident she is and seen how happy she is, it's infectious and it's contagious. And so, others have wanted to get in on it. And so it's starting to turn into a very viable business. And still a side hustle, because she's very successful in her day job too. So, and it's a big job that she has. And so, but her side hustle is her passion. And so she continues to work real hard at it, and she wants to, make a go of it. So a while ago, I started thinking, how can I help her to do this? So the first thing was that in the evenings, Lauren's usually up in this office, talking with her people, reaching out to new people, and those kind of things. And so I cook dinner every night. But I enjoy cooking, so that wasn't a big sacrifice for me. But I help with the kids. I drive our daughter to dance, and I pick her up from dance. I get Tyler where he needs to go for the most part. Whatever I can do to help free her up for a couple of hours a night to, be able to get her stuff done. And then we carve out our family time, where we do things together. We have really busy kids, so you still wind up running kids around a lot too. There's just too much for one person to do. But so that's how I started, see how I could help.
But like when you started that, was it hard for you to start doing those kinds of things?
Yeah, it was. Usually, it used to be. I've cooked for years and years. Not every night. We ate out a lot, which we pretty much have stopped doing. And sometimes you would cook if I was getting home late or whatever. But as my hours got more regular, my schedule has changed a bit, where it's a lot more predictable. It was hard to take on cooking every night and still try to make it, healthy and enough variety to keep everybody happy. And our son's a little bit of a picky eater and those kind of things. So, and then cleaning up the kitchen, I resented it at first and all those things. But, to be honest, I mean, this is what she loves. And, doing this Beachbody business. And so if she wants this to be successful, then I want that for her. And I want that for us. And so whatever I can do to help. So then lately I've taken on some of the... I'm trying to understand the ins and outs of the compensation program and the elite program and those kind of things, so that I can help us to build the business from, kind of from the back office, and how to work, how all the system. If you understand how the rules work, you can be most successful at winning the game, I guess. So
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a challenge, and I was more reluctant at first, and we went to Mexico last year, and that was a big eye opener for me. We went on the Beachbody trip to Mexico, and
Can I just kind of add in? So every year there are these Success Club trips that you can earn based on how you produced and how many people you brought on to help change their lives. Because Beachbody isn't about sales; it's about changing lives and impacting others and blessing others. And I didn't realize that at first. Like at first, I thought it's a sales job. That was really hard for me, because out of both of us, he can sell his way out of anything. Selling is not my jam. So I think that's why I struggled in the beginning. I've digressed. But anyway, you can earn these Success Club trips. And the first one we earned was this trip to Mexico. And I was shocked that I was even eligible to get it, because I think that was when we were kind of going from, is this going to work type of thing, to we got the invite. So...
And I'm the one that books and researches our vacations and stuff usually. So even if you were paying the beach, as you qualify for these trips, if you hit certain levels, they pay for portions of your trip. And even if you paid the full price, it's a fraction of what you would pay if you went on your own, if you weren't getting this Beachbody discount. And it was the most amazing trip. It was such a beautiful resort, and it was just, I work for a very, very large, one of the largest Wall Street firms in the, in the country, and it's every bit as nice as any one of our trips that, that we've taken for work, if not nicer. So it was really, but it's not all the people were so nice. And when you're sitting at the pool and you're talking to the people next to you, and everybody in the whole resort is from Beachbody. Everybody there is. We had the entire resort, 2 resorts rented out, and everybody there was from Beachbody, and you could just easily strike up a conversation, and you talk about how. What's your story like? How did you get into this? How is this working for you? Is this a full-time thing? Is it a part-time thing? And you met everybody from people who were just barely involved, just barely doing anything, to people who were making high 6 figures or more. And those people are few and far between, and they're the really top of the ladder successful coaches. But what I learned is all of that is attainable.
Absolutely.
I mean, when you meet somebody who made $1 million last year and they've only been coaching for 3 or 4 years, you think, okay, you weren't necessarily just in the right place or at the right time. You hustled your butt off, and and sure, you have a few things go your way, right? You connect with a coach who winds up being a really good builder, and they're those kind of things. You need a few good breaks, but you make your own breaks, right?
Yeah.
You keep hustling until you make it work. But so that was a game changer for me, to meet so many really successful, really dynamic people. Everybody was kind and fun. It was we're so next month we're going on the cruise. Can't wait for that. And I have these high standards now for Mexico, because I loved the resort so much and the trip so much. But I'm looking forward to the cruise, and we're taking the kids this year, so that will be fun.
And then we just got our invite for 2020
for Punta Cana.
Yeah. So we're gonna leave the kids at home and we're gonna go by ourselves. And I was just checking out those rooms, and those look pretty sweet
Yeah,
too.
they do.
But okay, so like, what did you think the first time I took you to a Super Saturday?
Yeah, I was really, really not excited. Well, first of all, I ran a lot. I was not a Beachbody workout guy. I was running races. I would use races to motivate me to stay in shape. So I would do a 10K or a half marathon or 5Ks or whatever.
Spartans
Or
even?
I did a bunch of Spartan races, and those would be my reason to stay in shape, because I knew I was gonna, I was running these races with a couple of buddies, and I didn't want to let them down, especially on the Spartans. You run as a team, kind of. You gotta don't want them dragging me around the course. So that I would use those. So I was running 25 miles a week or so, and I just wasn't making any progress because my body was used to running 25 miles a week, and so, I continued to run probably for a year after Lauren's dropping all this weight. Not that she had that much weight to lose, but getting in shape and getting super, super healthy, and I was pretty much staying the same. And finally I said, you know what she's doing is working, what I'm doing is not. Why do I have to be so stubborn? I just, I'm going to try what she's doing. And we did 80 Day together, and I loved it. I really enjoyed it, and had a lot of success. After that, I did Lift 4. I hurt my back a couple of times in a row, and I lost some momentum. So now I'm back on track with Transform 20. But so anyway, so she said, let's go to the Super Saturday. And I was not excited at all. And she said, oh, Sagi is speaking. And I said, oh, great. Who's Sagi? That means nothing to me. And it's in Schaumburg, which is like an hour and 20 minutes from here. It's fine. But, I drive there for work a lot. And so it's like I'm doing, on a Saturday, I'm going to do my same work commute, but I was not excited. And Saturday mornings, there's other things I wanted to be doing Saturday mornings, but to watch the corporate video and to hear the market council speak, and then to hear Sagi speak and do a workout with him. And did we work out with him that day? I think we actually had to. No, we had to leave to get home for the kids.
Yeah, we had to get home for the kids that day, but like he spoke and his wife spoke.
Right.
But we've done other ones where we worked out with Tony
Horton, right?
So he's come back, and you actually heard Carl speak too,
right, yep.
the CEO.
Yep. And then we saw Carl in Mexico, and then we worked out with Autumn and Chris Downing and Joel in Mexico. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. But anyway, so we go to, the first Super Saturday, and I started thinking, okay, this is pretty cool. I went to a couple more, and I really did enjoy them and got, pretty inspired, and to see her having some success, and it's just, people that I know in my life will drop me a message on Facebook, or on Instagram, and just say, hey, your wife is just really inspiring me. I want some of that confidence, or I want to do what she's doing health-wise, or that kind of thing. And I'm proud of her. It's just really great. And it's nice that it's turning into a business, but the impact that it's had on her as a person and everybody in her orbit, I think all of her friends and family are better off for the positive changes that she's made. So,
and I think for our kids too.
Oh, no doubt, no question. Yeah. It's hard to be a lazy kid when you see your mom up every day at 5:30, working out, getting ready for the day, doing her personal development, doing her, her reading and those kind of things. It's rubbed off on the kids, and not that they're super early morning kids. They get up to the last minute they have to, but they're working out. They're working hard in school. They're doing the things that they need to do to better themselves. So it's contagious for sure.
Yeah. So.
Shut up.
Okay.
Well, just power up.
We got our son here. His phone's ringing.
Just hit the power button.
Anyway, I just wanted to kind of share that with you. I think that it's it's been a total game changer from when we started to where we're at today. He's changed completely in his thought process of how it was in the beginning. I mean, when he said he wasn't quite sure how it was going to go, that is the honest truth. It was definitely something that he
I'll work on it a little bit. I don't know what to do.
That he struggled with, and to be honest, I was really nervous to say something to him, and it took us a little while, and it's been a road. It's been kind of a tough road at times, and like I've said before, it's It's not a get rich quick scheme. It's definitely not that. It takes time.
Definitely hasn't been quick. Yeah.
No, it takes time,
And we're not rich
either. It takes time, but it's just about building connections and making new friends and just inviting people along on the journey. Like, I always look at it like, you know, if you go to the new best restaurant in town and you have the best service and you have the best meal, do you go home and not tell anyone
Right.
about it? No, you shout it from the rooftops. You're talking about it on Facebook. You're talking about it on social media. You're messaging your friends. You're telling everybody, no, we got to go there. And so that's kind of how it's been for me. Like, it's just blessed us so many ways in our family, and we're in just so much more positive mind space, I think. And I love it because it's transformed us all, I think.
So I guess my best advice to husbands who might be a little reluctant would be that, you know, if you empower, you know, let your wife empower herself to, you know, make herself the person that she wants to be, you know, I think that everybody in your household will be happier. And, you know, especially your wife is going to probably wind up happier if she's able to be the person that she wants to be, the best version of herself. And I've not met anybody yet who would be upset at some extra money coming into the household. So,
Yeah.
you know, it's like, you know, like you said, it's not quick, it's hard work.
Yeah.
You know, but that first check where you think, boy, if I got 4 of these a week, because it's weekly pay. If I got 4 of these a month, that would be certainly more than nothing, right?
Yeah.
It would be usable. You know, I'm cutting the check for our son's last travel ball payment tomorrow, and it's not insubstantial. And her check today paid for almost all of it, and so that's you know, that's a nice thing to do for the family. You know,
And it could just be like today or this week I paid for gas in my car. It could be that
small
you
goals at
covered
first.
your
Yep.
groceries, or you were able to, you know, get your kid, you know, with the Parks Department soccer league,
Yep.
or
go to
you know,
take your family to dinner one night.
yeah,
You know, and that's
enjoy a movie.
right.
It doesn't have to be big, but those are small wins in my pocket, and we'll take any small wins we can get. So
And to be the way that I've always thought about it is if we are both getting healthy and we're drinking our shakes and we're drinking our Energize and, you know, all the stuff that we use, and we're making more than that cost, and then we're making anything extra above that, then we're being
Yeah.
healthy for free, and the extra income is bonus.
absolutely.
So,
So, thank you guys so much. If you guys have any questions, or especially if you have any questions for him or your husband or boyfriend or partner, have any questions, don't hesitate to drop them below this
maybe
video.
you can put my email in a link or something.
will.
Your husbands can message me directly. We can talk on the phone. We can text, whatever. But I was reluctant. I really was, and it was a good thing for us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Nice. All right, guys. You guys have a great night, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.